What do you do after completing one of the most successful video game trilogies of all time? You turn back the clock for an earlier look at the Halo universe. Ensemble Studios' Halo Wars is the prequel to Combat Evolved, where the first battles with the Covenant take place. The epic real-time strategy game features new units and vehicles, cooperative gameplay, and Xbox Live online multiplayer.
All right, everybody, Dave Pottinger, lead designer for Ensemble Studios, is here. McMahon, our assault. Thanks for dropping by, sir. And bringing us Halo Wars. Everyone is so excited about this. But I want to get into the storyline for Halo Wars, and I want to know, where does it fall and where does it come up in the Halo universe?
So the cool thing that we got to do is actually the best part of all superhero stories is how they got to be superheroes. So we get to wind the clock back. And it's a prequel.
Baby Master Chief.
Well, not quite that. No, okay. we do get to give you something good there. We're 20 years before the events of Halo 1, and the cool thing is we get to give you multiple Spartans. It's back when the Spartans were a true force and a bigger army, and Master Chief, he's cool and all that. He's doing some stuff in the other part of the galaxy.
Managing just one unit on the field and trying to charge a base would be a little interesting too. I think you need more than one for an RTS.
Yes, exactly.
Why go the RTS route exactly? I mean, everybody knows Halo as the first-person shooter, even though it originally was supposed to be this RTS. Why take it there?
I think from a studio passion, Ensemble Studios, we've done RTS games forever, and we wanted to bring that gameplay to the console. Halo was a perfect match for that endeavor. We love Halo. We're super huge fans, and bringing that and marrying that with our gameplay has just been excellent.
Real-time strategies have had a hard time translating over to consoles. So how does the control scheme work in Halo Wars?
Yeah, what are we seeing here, Dave? Because I'm seeing some very synchronized Warthog driving here.
So one of our senior designers, Justin Rouse, is driving the Warthogs around. The controls were completely rethought for the 360 and the gameplay too. Selection, given that we've got large armies and whatnot, selection is huge. So we spend a lot of time streamlining that. You select with A, you command to do your primary attack with X, and we have these really cool special abilities like running over guys with a Warthog or hucking grenades at people. You do those with Y. Justin will probably train a Spartan here pretty soon. And Spartans have the best special ability in the game. They can jack enemy vehicles. So we'll show that off here in a little bit as we train that. You can see the base is there, which is the center of operations on the planet for the UNSC.
Now, so like that group select there, real quickly, there was no click and drag or press and drag of the button. So how do you go between single unit, multiple unit, entire screen
It's real simple. You move the crosshair over a single unit, you press A, you get that one. You press down on A and you get a paintbrush, and anything that unit touches, or that paintbrush touches, will be selected.
Okay.
Then we have a couple of really handy buttons. The left bumper and right bumper do all army and local army on the screen.
Do you believe this will finally silence all the naysayers who say you can't have an RTS game with a console controller?
I think so. And to do that, it's not a port.
Right.
We built it from the ground up for the 360. It's customized for that. We've streamlined the gameplay and boiled it down really to the essentials of RTS.
Now, one of the essentials of any real-time strategy game, of course, resource management. What
do you do in Halo? Yeah, what resources?
Well, so it's an ensemble game. We've done all the Age of Empires games, so the balance between guns and butter, economy and military is always an important thing.
We always choose butter, by the way.
Well, who doesn't love butter?
Delicious.
And bacon.
Yes.
Turkey bacon's the best.
So the resources are streamlined down. There's one resource in the game, but that continual investment in economy is there throughout the game. But the big focus is on combat. It's Halo. People want to blow stuff up.
Exactly.
We want to show off big, large army, epic combat, and that's really where you want to spend your time.
Now, I want to ask about the campaign. Will the Covenant be playable in single-player mode?
Not in the campaign, but we did just announce that Covenant are playable in the game in skirmish mode. So you'll be able to get your evil side on as you play.
Very nice. Very cool. And what about the UNSC Marines and the Covenant? Are they the only two factions that we'll be seeing in the game?
Those are the only two playable ones. Justin's jacking a couple of wraiths here. That's pretty cool to watch.
Nice.
So we do have those playable. The campaign follows the story of this ensemble crew of the Spirit of Fire as they battle the evil Covenant. And then in skirmish mode, you can play UNSC or Covenant.
Now, what are these units we're seeing on the screen right now?
So Justin's driving a couple of big, nasty Scorpions. We've got some Marines there. You see, we've got the Wraith that we jacked, has the Spartan head over it, so there's a Spartan inside of it. And now we've engaged in this huge, big battle, and Justin will probably call on the Spirit of Fire to help us out here.
And that Spartan helmet above the unit, that signifies that, hey, this is now a vehicle under your control. Color scheme changes.
That has a Spartan in it. I mean, Spartans are great combat units, but they drastically buff the abilities of all the vehicles that they're in.
Now, how much freedom do you guys have as the developers when it comes to developing new unit types and new vehicles? I mean, are you beholden to
there's a lot of new ones, right?
Right. mean, when you sit down and look at the game, you'd expect from the first-person shooter side, the Covenant would be really well fleshed out, and they are. They're actually pretty easy. The UNSC, as it happens, was the harder one to do.
Right.
Bungie's been great. We work with them closely, but it is our game. We are fleshing out the units that we need. We've added a couple melee units to the game to really give it that RTS vibe.
Now, I'm right to say that a lot of these locations look pretty familiar from the previous Halos?
Yeah, certainly, Halo is a pretty vibrant FPS, right?
Yeah.
And we wanted to capture that. It's actually one of the things that Ensemble Studios games are known for, too. So, Bruce Shelley has a saying, the sun always shines in Age of Empires and in Halo Wars, too.
Very nice.
Well, what about the characters? I mean, so it looks like similar locations, and do you have all the returning characters? Did you add any more?
Well, remember, we're a prequel, so we don't have too many of the existing characters people know.
Right.
But
do we have the man cannons at least? I mean, I know that was sort of a Halo 3 kind of thing, but am I going to be shooting any of my units across the screen that way?
Not with an actual man cannon, but they can get shot across the screen.
20 years ago,
Nice.
they didn't have that.
I'm sorry. I just
20 years
thought,
ago, they didn't
maybe
have it.
there's a beta prototype man
Well,
cannon
there's
lying
not.
around the
Stop
base or
thinking about
something.
it.
All right,
So,
fine.
I mean, it's Halo, and I think the story that Graham Devine, who's our lead writer, wrote, is going to make every Halo fan really, really happy.
You know what? That's such a great line. It's Halo. Like, people love it no matter what.
Right.
It's Halo.
Relax.
It's Halo.
Still Halo.
It's going to be great.
You mentioned skirmish mode, playable Covenant. We've talked about single player. What about some co-op?
Yeah, so the campaign is playable in co-op, which is pretty cool.
That's incredible.
It's been designed with that in mind. And then obviously skirmish play, you can team up with a buddy locally or over live.
Now, how is the co-op going to work? Are we sharing resources as a single team, or is it two different entities both playing together?
It depends. You can play actually true co-op where you do share things, but you can play just on the same team as well. And have different economies and whatnot.
That's great.
Now, when can fans start sleeping outside their local Best Buys and GameStop?
Yes.
Well, they can do that tomorrow, but it'll be a long wait. Probably spring next year.
Nice.
Spring of next year.
Very exciting.
Very cool. Fantastic game. Thank you guys for showing it off.
Yes,
Well, thanks,
thank you
guys.
so much.
It's an honor to have it here playable, and I can't wait to get my hands on it, see how the controls.
We can't wait to hear it too.
All right, thanks again
Thanks
for
so
coming
much.
on. Thank you. Really appreciate
Very
it.
exciting.